So good morning, good afternoon. This video was supposed to be released earlier today, but somehow I was not able to find time to release it before. So let's quickly look at some of the stocks that can do well or that are in good setup in the for the coming week. Now, disclaimer: this is not a buy or a sell recommendation. Okay, I may or may not invest or trade in these stocks, but this is just for your analysis purpose alone. So keep that in mind. We are no way focusing on the stocks as a buying or sell recommendation as such. Okay. All right. So having said that, let us look into a few of these stocks. Okay, let's start with Polycab. Polycab on a weekly chart, if you look at it, the RSI is above 60. It is forming a good cup-like structure as you see. So there can be a potential movement from here, which can take it upwards to the levels of 9,300 or even 11,300 levels. But this is a long-term story. Nothing overnight, nothing guaranteed. So please have a look at the stock and keep this stock Polycab in your radar. Now, same case with Nika as well. It has given a breakout of the cup. The first level has already been reached, which is around 260 levels, and currently as we speak the price is trading around 262 levels. So going further upside, you can see the levels of 275 and 304. So keep an eye on Nika, and any dips around the level of 229 should be considered as a good entry level with a stop loss of 210. PN Gadgil Jewelers Limited is another stock which I could see it's getting a good breakout. The volumes has been pretty large in the last few weeks. Now the RSI has crossed above 60 after a long time, that is for more than a year. Now looking into the price action part, we might see an entry here in the current levels with a stop loss around 100 rupees below, which is around 560, for a potential target of 700, 750, 825 and the likes of it. And it can even go to 940 if all goes well in a year or a year and a half. Now, PNB. PNB, as I said, the public sector banks, there is something cooking. Probably the rest of the banks are getting, consolidated into the three banks like SBI, PNB, and Canara Bank. So due to which you can see a good upward momentum from the likes of 82 odd levels. It's already at 116, 117, and it has a further upside to the levels of 140, 150 as well. There are very few good stocks like Premier Explosive, which is all ready to bounce and go up. If you look at it from the range of 658, 660 levels, it has the potential to go up to 900, 950 levels as well. So do your own analysis, get into the setups which you are comfortable, put the stop loss, arrive and have a look at these stocks, look at the volumes in the weekly chart, the structural breakup. It is also having an inverse head and shoulder. If you are able to figure it out, that is also a good pattern which we can trade or invest and make some good money out of it. So keep looking at the charts on a weekly chart. Whenever you get the confidence, pump in your money and get the profits out of it. This is Rashi Peripherals Limited. It has broken out on the RSI after probably a year and a half. The RSI was above 60, but starting today, it's as we speak, there's a red candle getting formed. So once RSI is taking support on the weekly chart at 60, And based on the other analysis of other time frames, you can take an entry on this chart. So keep this stock in your watch list. Now, Kingfa Science and Technologies, it is exactly the same setup. RSI has broken a couple of weeks. It is doing a sideways consolidation. If it breaks out of the consolidation, it can give you a good potential as well on the upper side. Agarwal I is also a good stock that can be watched, looked into. It has doesn't have long history because the stock was launched only sometime early this year, probably February this year. So not much of value you can get from the monthly charts, but looking at the weekly chart and the daily charts, there is a potential upside which can go to the levels of 600 odd levels. So keep an eye on this stock as well. Now, CDSL is looking good to me. Okay, there are multiple reasons. I'm not going to state all the reasons out here, but the commodity index as such is having some good setups. So stocks like your angel broking, the brokers, the exchanges like your BSC, okay, keep a watch on them, and it can have a potential upside CDSL to the levels of 2,900 from here on a long-term perspective. This is not immediate. Okay, I'm not giving it as a trading or a quick buck kind of a stock. I'm just analyzing this, and my analysis says this can go all the way up to 2,500 to 2,900 levels in the coming year or so. Now, few stocks which we have already mentioned in the last couple of weeks before is one is SBIN. As I said, you have the Canara Bank rocking, you have SBI rocking, the Indian Bank rocking. All these stocks are doing very well. Now, look very carefully at the daily chart and the weekly chart of SBN. Now, you have a major resistance level at around 899 that levels on a higher side, where the stock is currently trading around 885. Now, once this resistance is broken, SBI have the potential to go to 1015 and to 1100 levels very soon. Very soon in the sense the next year or so. You look at the consolidation which has happened, and then the structure which is forming, it's forming like an inverse head and shoulder. If the inverse head and shoulder breaks out and it holds true, probably you can get another 400 to 500 points on the upside. So which can take you around to 1300 levels as well. Okay. So, but that is on a long time. The immediate targets for 1100 cannot be ruled out. Another stock which was looking interesting to me was the Bandhan Bank. Now, Bandhan Bank, if you have a look, you can see the stock which is trading around 168 as of now. The RSI is not so favorable, but based on the structural setup, if this level and this market is able to consolidate and have a move upwards, it can break the level of 182 and then to the levels of 217 or so. So keep an eye on Bandhan Bank as well. Now, Hero Motors, when we did the weekly analysis, I mentioned that the auto sector is looking great. So Hero Motors is forming a cup breakout kind of cup structure. And if the breakout happens around 5,800 levels or 5,900 levels, there can be a potential to move to the level of 7,600 and even 8,600. Bosch is another stock which looks really interesting on the weekly chart. The RSI have taken support on 60 in the weekly chart in the last 3 weeks. So if this breakout holds good and you get a bounce back from here, the stock has the potential to touch 42,500, 44,300, 47,000, and even close to 50,000 targets in the coming year or so. The next stock which I want to touch upon is KEI Industries. The cup breakout has to establish itself. If the breakout is confirmed, you can look for a target of 4,700 odd, 5,000 and 5,300 in the coming weeks. Eicher Motors, the weekly chart looks good. The consolidation is happening. If the consolidation is confirmed and then the consolidation, after the consolidation, it breaks out on the upper level, you can look for a target around close to 8,000 levels in Eicher Motors. Now, Eternal or this stock has given a breakout. Okay, now you will have to see how you want to play the game in Eternal is not having so much of uh, history. Okay, so it's hardly 3 years, so the breakout is not so the longer the cup, the longer the breakout it is, the stronger the breakout. The cup is very, very small of 2 to 3 years, whereas you have some stocks which is a cup of some 8 to 10 years. That goods looks to be a better trade than this, but Eternal has some potential. All the RSIs are above 60. So use your analysis skills and draw Fibonacci levels to find out the target for Eternal. Bajaj Finance is another stock which has given a good move in the last couple of weeks. So use your analysis again to find out the levels. Okay. I'm giving you hints so that you can increase your analysis skills and find out the levels at which you can enter. You have L&D Finance, which we have discussed long back. It has run from 180 levels to 260 levels now. So when will the arrest happens? When the stock gives a dip, probably you can look at enter. There is no fresh entry in this stock as we speak. Canara Bank, same story. As I was saying earlier today during the analysis, the cup breakout is evident. It has broken out of 120 odd levels. The future levels, you can see it goes up to 166. So keep an eye on Canara Bank. Another bank is Indian Bank, which has already run up, but still look at the risk reward ratio where you find a suitable risk reward ratio for yourself according to your capital and the risk strategy. Try to get into some of the PSU banks where the risk is in favor. Bank of Baroda, you still have the potential to enter, I believe, in the current levels, which is around 267. You can keep a stop loss around 230 odd levels, and then for a potential target of 340, 370 in the coming days. So these are the few stocks which I could gather for today. So keep an eye, keep watching, and do your own analysis, consult with your own financial advisors before getting into any of the stocks. These stocks discussed are mainly for your educational and from an academic standpoint, not any pressure or any suggestion to buy or sell. Okay. Thank you so much and have a great week ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.